Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. You're here with me, Pete, and along with me this week I have Ben.
Hello.
And Eddie.
Hello!
That's very boisterous, Eddie. Love it.
It's because I said I was ready, but I have forgotten to plug in my silent mouse, so I thought I would make a loud noise to distract you from me unplugging a mouse and plugging it into another computer. There you go.
Right, so there's a lot of noise going on, and yeah, okay.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
There you go, because I know you wouldn't have restarted, and I know Ben wouldn't have edited it out, so there you go. I tried to be loud.
Look,
God,
all
no,
we can say is it's better than you having not pressed record at that point.
There you go. Ooh, let's check that. Yeah, it's going. It's going.
Good.
It's going.
Excellent.
Excellent.
We still have no fail-safe, so if one person messes up the recording, the whole episode is lost. But,
Yes. Yeah.
But we've never done that. We've never successfully
you have
fucked
really
up.
jinxed that now, haven't you?
Yeah.
My God.
It's going to be so amusing when that happens. Anyway, in other news, we obviously do have the news today, and quite a lot of new releases, although a lot of them are re-releases.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah?
Or
Yeah.
console releases. And
Not a bad week, though. Not a bad week.
Not a bad week at all, no. And then obviously we've got what we've been playing, where I have been the lazy one, which what else would you expect? And our feature this week is on the Xbox tax.
Well, everyone else is talking about it, so best dip our beaks in.
Yeah, why be original when we can be needlessly following other people? Yes.
Absolutely. Every
our
podcast
beaks
is
in?
fucking derivative, so let's just...
Yeah.
Are we allowing dipping beaks? Is that something we're allowing?
Yeah, dip your beak in.
We're all majestic eagles now, Eddie. That's
Stick your beak in. Something, I don't know.
Something like that.
Something to do with beaks.
Stick your beak. Why does that sound... Okay.
I don't
So
know.
much
Like
worse.
you got to do something with your beak.
Do you?
I don't know. Maybe.
God, okay, right. Jesus Christ.
Things got weird already.
We're off the rails already. Good, let's crack on with the quick news.
The quick news. The Division Heartland has been rated in Taiwan. So this is the free-to-play new Division game. Probably coming imminently after this rating. There's also a mobile Division game, I think, coming out. I can't remember what that was called. Yeah, I think there's a mobile Division game. And I think this is a console/PC game, but it's free-to-play. So it'd be nice for the Division to be free-to-play, because I wouldn't mind getting into the Division when it comes around again, but I don't want to have to pay for it.
Right, fair
It's just they always go down in price so much, and I don't think you can justify like a £70 price tag for the Division anymore.
No.
Well, they don't think so either, so there we go. Prison Architect 2 has been rated in Korea. It hasn't even been announced yet, but it's been rated in Korea. I'm pretty sure I own the first one, but I'm assuming, Eddie, you've played it. I think it's like a sandbox RimWorld type game.
You know what, Ben? I mean, yes, yeah, you are right there. Pete, I think, didn't you buy it? I recommended it to you.
Yeah, I think I have actually got this in the back catalogue.
But what's very strange is I've only played 12 and a half hours. I looked up before the podcast. I think it was one of those of, it's so similar to RimWorld, why don't I play RimWorld instead?
Is it because it's like RimWorld, but is it fair to say that it's like a mod of RimWorld because it's a prison?
Oh, you know what, Ben? I think you've just sparked it there. I think I remember saying exactly this, of it's just like RimWorld, as in the mechanics and everything, apart from you can do everything in this game in RimWorld. So,
right. So you might as well just do RimWorld.
Exactly, I might as well play RimWorld and then have everything else that RimWorld has. Exactly.
Because it did surprise me, because this is on Switch, or Prison Architect is on Switch, and that's where I got it. But RimWorld is not on Switch. Because obviously I think maybe RimWorld just has too many things to be able to transfer over.
Quite possibly. Either that or this is somehow not single-threaded. So they're looking at Prison Architect again, I would guess it is.
I'm wondering why RimWorld has not... Oh, it is on console now, isn't it? It's on Xbox, isn't it?
Oh, I think it did get something.
It did come to console, I think.
Yeah, I
was frantically Googling.
Yeah, I cannot remember. But I'm sure it was making some kind of console release. Because it is surprising, because RimWorld is one of the best-selling and highest-rated PC games out there.
Yeah.
Apparently it's on PlayStation 4, yeah. Interesting.
Oh, it's on PlayStation 4. Okay.
Apparently so. Interesting.
Yeah, well, it never made its way to Switch. Well, I thought it could have been awesome, but maybe it's just it won't work on that screen and controls.
Yeah, because it might
bigger screen.
Bigger screen. Yeah, but then you can just put it into the TV. So.
Switch type graphics though, so it would have been right at home. Next one, the original Life is Strange, which is a fucking great game, has been played by more than 20 million people.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
That is
a
tricky one, yeah.
I mean, it made its way to Game Pass, I'm sure. I think it did, and they did a remastered release as well. But 20 million, that's absolutely insane. Life is Strange is a great game, but I never ever expected that. Because it is a different... It's not like God of War. Like, it's not... It is a slower paced narrative type game. So, yeah, great stuff. Just as an FYI, Deliver Us Mars is free on Epic this week. We haven't done a free on Epic in a while. But there you go, Deliver Us Mars.
Busy signing into Epic in the background to claim that.
Already done it.
Even though it's been on Game Pass for many a moon.
Fucking ages, yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but this time I own it, so that's fine.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah. Okay.
Different thing.
Good. Euro 24 is coming to EA FC 24 in a free summer update. So may not be FIFA anymore, but UEFA have stepped right in and giving Euro 24. So that's pretty cool. I like it when they, because obviously FIFA or the EA FC 24 constantly updating player stats, constantly updating like form and everything like that. I like it that it's got that live service element, and then chuck in Euro 24 in on top. It's a nice touch, isn't it?
Love a drop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
No Haaland, though.
No Haaland, yeah. Never mind. PlayStation Slim, it launches on the 29th of November.
Ooh.
So that is today if you're
Tomorrow?
listening.
If you're listening today.
Today, if you're
The day,
listening in 2 days' time.
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, but it launches on Wednesday. See what happens to the PlayStation numbers. I'm sure it would have sold like hotcakes into the old Christmas period anyway. But some people like to get the newest version of things, so they might double dip or what have you. So, sure, PlayStation will get a boost with that. And lastly, in the quick news, despite reviewers and non-COD players saying that the game is terrible, Activision have confirmed that in just 2 weeks from release, Modern Warfare 3 has set new records for the highest engagement in new Modern Warfare trilogy. These records include the fact Modern Warfare 3 owners are playing more hours per player overall, and campaign players are putting in more time per player than in Modern Warfare 1 and 2. So they've obviously, in Modern Warfare 1 and 2, people didn't play the fucking campaign.
Yeah.
They gave them campaigns, nobody played it, so they put very little effort in this campaign, and so it was shit.
I mean, it's an odd one, isn't it? It's also like, how well were you tracking the statistics from the first one as well? I mean,
I imagine it's quite easy. You know, these are relatively recent games, so I mean they only came out like last year and the year before,
yeah,
so 2 years old or whatever.
That's true. But it would, I mean, you could intentionally fudge the numbers pretty well.
Oh, yeah, numbers can tell whatever story you want them to tell. They haven't said any numbers. That's
the accountant. Yeah. That worries me. Jesus.
Yeah, you can tell whatever narrative you want, Eddie. But you're right. Like, no numbers were said here. So engagement is a term that has been used. But more hours per player overall. That's pretty telling though. So
yeah.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 3 doing well, and you know we'll look at the video game charts, and it'll be top. It'll be top for many months. So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. More hours per player.
It doesn't say how many players there are.
Exactly. How much fewer players do you have, and is that just the hardened core at that point?
Yeah. So
it is interesting that they haven't said that. There are more players. Maybe they have. Maybe in different ones they've said that it sold better than the last one or what have you. So haven't exactly been keeping up with their.
I haven't put it in its own context. But my thinking there is, if you've got more casual players, you're going to have less hours per player, aren't you?
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so anyway, you could have fewer players, and they're the hardcore. Yep, so therefore it goes up. Yeah, there are many ways to tell a narrative.
For example, like hate to bring RimWorld in again. You know how much I hate bringing it up, but if you look at that stat now, it must be massive compared to release date. Where loads of people gave it a try.
Yeah.
And the hour per
the people that are playing RimWorld now are playing it for thousands of hours. Yeah.
RimWorld does have one of the best reviews of all time, by the way, which is put in after 8,500 hours. Someone just put it's okay. And then at the top it says actual playtime 17,000 hours, and you're like, so they said that, and then continued to play for 9,000 hours.
It's okay though.
It's okay.
I did feel a bit sad when there's a game in our new releases, and it said, a bit like Prison Architect and RimWorld, and it went Prison Architect 12.5 hours, RimWorld 2,494 hours. I was like, whoa, you're a sad man, Chris. Don't tell your missus that.
Yeah.
I always think people must get confused when you call yourself Chris when we call you Eddie. But
I feel weird saying Chris. I always refer to myself as Chris. It's weird.
You always refer to yourself as Chris when you're having a word with yourself.
Yeah, when I'm having a word. It's because the only person that calls me Chris on this planet is my mum, and all my mum does is tell me off. So that's why. Christopher.
There we go. That's what I've been waiting for that whole preamble, and no one listening understands it. But yes,
my dad listens, so he'll be chuckling away because he also gets.
That's why I didn't want to do my impressions.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, Dad.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that's the quick news.
All right, on to main. It's not me, is it? I haven't scrolled down.
It is
me! I knew it would be, because I wasn't scrolled down. PlayStation. It's about their £5 billion lawsuit. I mean, that's the eye-catching number, but it's not
a headline.
It's a headline. It's a headline, and I've got you listening, so there you go. In August 2022, a lawsuit was filed by ex-managing director of Which UK, Alex Neil, with 2 L's. Never seen that before.
No, never seen that. You don't.
I thought it was a typo, but then looked it up. No, definitely 2 L's. There you go.
On the Scottish spelling, but yeah, never mind.
Oh right. Oh okay. Oh there you go.
Like that. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Pete. On behalf of
Alec Neil.
What?
Okay. Scottish.
Oh my god! Just ignore this.
Get on,
Can we move on?
Come on,
please?
man.
Get on with it.
Yeah, a lawsuit was filed by Alex Neil on behalf of UK PlayStation users, basically claiming gamers have been repeatedly overcharged for PlayStation products. Neil put the estimated damages for anyone eligible as a claimant to be between £67 and £562. Neil's application for a collective proceedings order to the UK Competition Appeal Tribunal against Sony accuses PlayStation maker of anti-competitive practices such as imposing unfair terms on developers and forcing prices up for consumers. So that's all about what it was. Sony lawyers and Neil attended hearings in June and then in October of this year with the tribunal to determine whether the lawsuit may continue. This week, the tribunal decided Neil's lawsuit should go ahead, dismissing an application by Sony for the case to be thrown out. The tribunal stated that Sony had failed to establish Neil has no reasonable grounds for making the claims / no real prospect of succeeding at trial. In a statement posted by Consumer Voice, Neil said this week a decision represents the first step in ensuring consumers get back what they're owed as a result of Sony breaking the law. The next steps for the case will be for each party to produce reports on topics including market definition and excessive pricing, with a hearing to be held if deemed useful. I mean,
why does it sound like homework when you put it that way? You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
There were bits that I need to include.
Yeah. That's how the project plan.
That's the project
going
plan.
on.
Trust me, my homework was not that well written. I don't. Let's be honest. It's probably not going to go anywhere. But yeah, I think it's quite nice that it's gone one step further.
I think this. I don't get it, because this all stems from PlayStation having their 30% cut of everything. So when they make you on their store or microtransactions or whatever, they take a 30% cut. So do Apple, so do Nintendo, so do Microsoft, so does every other fucker in the world. So okay, they're focusing on PlayStation. It's weird, but everyone will be impacted if this came up. But I don't like this. This has like a follow-on. It's like they're forcing prices up on because then it has to developers pass it on to consumers. Consumers are paying the money. Market forces will dictate what people are willing to pay. People are willing to pay £70. Eddie is not. Eddie does not get the game on release. Like, it's clear. That it is pretty clear. And not only that, it's you buy one game. They don't buy one game. They buy all the games. So not only is it, they've bought a game and it hasn't had the value. They've been stung, therefore they won't do it again. No, they repeatedly buy games at high prices and microtransactions at those prices. The market has not made the price come down. So what is the grounds to say that someone has been wronged and there are damages and it doesn't hold the value? Value is all... It doesn't mean anything anyway. It's all irrelevant. It's all made up. So if somebody's willing to pay for it, then the value exists.
Yeah. Yeah, this law case will not go... Well, it will obviously go further, but it won't get anywhere. Like, it would be... it's nice that it's gotten through and blah, 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 but it's going nowhere.
You sound the other way, Pete, though. You sound...
I don't know. My suspicion with these things every time is that it will be on a technicality. That'll be why they're pursuing PlayStation, not the others. And there'll be a technicality that PlayStation overlooked or haven't justified well enough at the moment, which is why they're gunning for him.
I think it's the case that PlayStation have market control, and therefore they set the standard and the tone for the market.
And then go after the rest.
So if you go after PlayStation, then everyone else kind of follows, because then everyone else has to come down as well, and it all... But I don't know, like, if people are willing to pay it at the back end, and then that is passed on through the developer costs and everything, then ultimately, who's to say that's not the price that should be paid? There obviously, if the price kept going up and it was £100, £120, £150, people would stop buying games. So there is a point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Interesting. Let's see how it pans out. It's probably not going to get far.
No.
But if there is a technicality, it'll be someone like the ex-managing director of Witch who will have bothered to find it.
Yes, yeah, obviously he's going to be pretty, like us chatting or me going off there, like, he knows his stuff. He knows what he's trying to make a play. Like, this could be making a play, isn't it? And bringing awareness and all that kind of stuff anyway. They might not be planning to win, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Hard to tell. But at least we get another lawsuit to follow after Microsoft.
I don't want to be... Isn't Alex Neil a woman?
No idea.
Sorry, Ben. Sorry to throw you under that little bus.
Alec Neil.
Alec Neil.
Alex Wheel. Yeah, I think Alex Wheel is...
All right, well, there you go. That clears that up.
There you go. You're welcome.
Could have researched that before the story, Eddie.
Well, to us, it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man, does it?
Yeah, we went down the whole Scottish route and everything. Anyway, right.
Also, I actually think that spelling of the name is the Irish version, not the Scottish one, but still.
Oh, yeah,
right, so we've offended a lot of people here. So.
We definitely have done.
Okay,
yes.
no, we've just shown our own ignorance. That's all. That was all we've done.
It's what we do every week. Yes, right. So,
blatantly on show.
Blatantly and openly recorded. Wonderful. So let's move on to Ubisoft and them gaslighting us all about advertising, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah, to use
please.
Current parlance, why not? So yeah, this is in reference to the pop-up adverts that were seen last night within Assassin's Creed games and which have now been disabled. Apparently, they were the result of a technical error. So these adverts, which promoted other games in the series, currently on sale for Black Friday, were spotted by some players live, and the video is kind of hilarious. Basically, it's when people were trying to open the in-game map.
Yeah,
you would just have it flash up with buy Mirage or whatever else.
20% off, yeah.
20% off, yes. And then in a wonderful follow-up statement to Eurogamer, Ubisoft said, "We've been made aware that some players encountered these pop-up ads while playing certain titles yesterday. This was the result of a technical error that we addressed as soon as we learned of the issue." And I do think this is a great case of a technical error being a really good term for we realised it was unpopular real fast.
Yeah, it was technically an error.
Dialed this back.
It was technically an error.
That's it, yeah. Our technical staff made an error in putting this in. Yes. It's... I mean, it really didn't look like an error.
Of course it wasn't, because think of all the effort they would have had to go to actually make that even possible, to put that into that bit of the game.
Exactly.
It's 200 IQ because they know they're going to take it down, but they get a little snippet of data to see how much just having something like that would flash and
how
affect
people
sales.
Can react and stuff.
So so they've tested the actual like backlash, and they've also tested if we do that, then that increases sales by 10%.
Yeah, and they do it during Black Friday weekend. Well done. That's a really good time for testing stuff.
Because all they needed to do was for one day. That's all they needed to do it for. It was fantastic.
Exactly.
I mean, it's 200 IQ.
Yeah, just reminded everyone it's 20% off. You know, it's.
Oh, we won't do it again.
For you. Yeah,
I do love that they just said that.
Yeah, that's it. We don't need to provide real excuses.
But why not own your shit? Why not go? Yeah, we just did it. Yeah.
Because gamers are nasty people, Ben, and they will let them know that I'm never buying a game again.
I'm never going to play Assassin's Creed again. Except for the next time the next one comes out.
Exactly. Like all of Kirk's little legs that he stands on. Literally one of them today was broken when he joined WhatsApp again. He's back on WhatsApp. He's back on
you're
WhatsApp.
Joking.
Yeah, all because he wanted to get invited to our weekend plan, so he's back on WhatsApp.
All because he wasn't invited.
Well, then let's say what it is.
A token invite at the end.
Love it. Love
dear.
it. That's enough. I loved his boycott back in the day as well, but still.
His boycotts are so vocal, and he got us all to change.
Yep.
From WhatsApp to fucking Signal
now
something.
All I get from messaging from... You know what's ironic as well?
Just add Signal, but
he accepted the group chat on WhatsApp and then messaged me on fucking Signal going like, oh, by the way, can I stay at your house, buddy? Fuck you, Kirk!
Do it on WhatsApp. I want
Do it on WhatsApp!
Ask me on WhatsApp and it's amazing.
Oh, I should have said that. Ask me on WhatsApp and I'll say yes.
Oh, great.
Sorry, Kirk.
Fantastic, yeah.
Good bit of Kirk bashing there.
Anyway.
Right. I'll move us on then. The next Call of Duty game is being made by Treyarch, who are widely viewed as the best Call of Duty developers, so it rotates between Sledgehammer and Treyarch. It's been kind of revealed in some kind of report that this one is actually got a full 4-year development cycle. I don't think that there's been a Call of Duty in recent times that has had a 4-year development cycle, so people seem to be a bit hyped for this. It's a Black Ops game as well, and it's set in the Gulf War. So Windows Central said multiple sources familiar with Activision's plans said that it's indeed Black Ops. The publication also claims that the game will attempt to explore a nuanced narrative of the Gulf War, with a critical focus on different participants within the conflict. The story will apparently dovetail into the end of the Cold War era and explore some of the consequences therein. Gameplay, it'll be early 90s, more traditional military combat technology, and Black Ops gadgetry, less of the current and the near future stuff. So maybe this will be a return to form in the kind of campaign side in a lot of people's eyes. I think this could be, because this is likely to appear late 2024, so they're saying late fall, so autumn time, or early winter, I think they're saying.
So the same sort of time they do every year.
Yeah, pretty much. So it'll be this they've done it this year, they'd like to do it these times of the year, lead up to Christmas. But this one, I'm imagining, will be the first one coming into Game Pass, or like a day one Game Pass. And if they've got a good campaign, I wonder if that will open up their audience a little bit to single-player gamers. Suddenly it's on Game Pass and there's a single player that is getting good reviews and that type of stuff. There's also rumoured to be a lengthy paid early access, could be a couple of weeks early, for this game. And I think that is a model that they should start doing for all the games. You know, like with Starfield, you could pay £30 to get it 3 days early. Someone like Eddie says, that's fucking ridiculous, I'm never doing that. That's fair enough. Someone like me goes, ooh, £30, that's okay. And I jump in, because that's what I do. I reckon they should be doing this a lot, because I don't mind someone like Xbox, whatever, charging money for me, because I don't have to do that. I could just wait. And it makes them more money to then reinvest in their games, because Game Pass has to make money, and to make these, we're hoping that it has real bangers come into the service. These early access models, I reckon that has to be the route they go down, and I for one think they should do that.
You're very keen for people to take your money, Ben. I do.
No, I'm very keen for them to take my money so they can reinvest it to make better fucking games. Like, your games are costing more. And I don't have to pay. If I don't want to pay, I could wait a couple of days and it still comes into Game Pass. I think that's a great fucking deal.
Fair. It's just an overarching trend. I don't mean in this particular one, but you're very keen for people to take your money.
Very keen to give my money for good things. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
For anticipated good things.
For anticipated good things that turn out to not be very good. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
For not quite disappointments yet. Yes.
Yeah. Well, with it and this new Call of Duty, I don't like it when it's like I like the modern stuff, because I always just think how are these guns going to integrate with Warzone. But that's always what I think. But anyway, this is good news regardless, I think, and I think it would be good to get a decent single player Call of Duty going, to help with the Game Pass integration.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Perfect. Right, that's the news. That was an interesting way to round it up. Yeah.
Well, it was interesting because you didn't speak.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I don't know. It's Call of Duty. It's really hard for me.
I know. Well, yeah, I know. So, you're not interested, but that's why I thought you might want to move it on quickly. But
no,
you just,
the problem was in the background. I was going like, do I like one small, tiny part of my subscription going to Call of Duty, or
Jesus
Game Pass?
That's the problem with these games. Like, you have big games like this, and it doesn't. Call of Duty might actually get people to sign up for Game Pass, but let's look at just Forza Motorsport or something. So a big game, invested a lot of money in it. How many people sign up to Game Pass to get that game? Like, I can't imagine it being that many. There might be some hardcore people doing it, but there's other games that they develop for the service, like Hellblade 2, maybe. Hellblade 2 isn't getting anybody to sign up for Game Pass, I don't think. Like,
you'd be surprised, wouldn't you?
So that's why I reckon these early access things have to happen, because otherwise, how are they gonna? Where's the return? How are they gonna justify it?
No, fair enough. And I do think it worked well with Starfield. So maybe you're right. It's just Call of Duty making me go, yuck. Anyway, let us move on to the new releases, or not quite new but returning releases.
Nice.
Let's see what we've got.
Nice. Good change there. I like that. Well, let's start as we mean to go on then, shall we? Biomutant coming out on Switch now, November 30th. That's the 2021 action role-playing game where you're like I've put rodent. I don't know what you are.
It's a bit like Rocket Raccoon, isn't he?
Yeah, you're like a made-up thing as well, right? Yeah. You can make your own rodent.
It's a biomutant of some kind.
Yeah, you make your own mutant, do you?
Biomutant.
Yeah, that's it.
Or bio-rodent, one might say.
Yeah, you can make your own.
That wasn't as marketable, so they went with mutant.
Yeah, anyway. Bio-rodent wouldn't have sold... Well, I mean, I don't think Biomutant sold particularly well, but Bio-rodent wouldn't have flown off the shelves.
I find it very interesting that Steam, all their reviews is mixed about this game. I thought this game did quite well.
I don't think it did, actually. I think it was a solid 7.
Right.
I think it was a solid 7.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it? Yeah, I don't even know if it was a 7, actually. Let's...
It'd be interesting to see what the Metacritic is.
Yeah, let me Metacritic.
You meta it.
Meta it.
Yeah, did any of you actually play this game?
No. I didn't because of the reviews. 66 on PC.
Right, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. To be fair, that fits perfectly because Steam is 67% liked the game. So, yeah.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. And then on PlayStation 4,
quite interesting
64.
64.
Okay.
Quite interesting to get a Switch release then so late on the day. But
yeah, like that. It's like they're clambering for a little bit more action there. You wonder where the return is at this stage on that.
Yeah.
They're just squeezing every last drop from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
THQ Nordic, though. And they don't miss. No, they do not miss.
We agreed they miss a lot.
We've just said the Biomutant missed, but no, they never ever miss. Hey, they got that Last Train Homecoming out soon. I'm going to play the shit out of that. Also, just for our listeners, there's an autumn sale on Steam for all THQ Nordic games at the moment, so you get some absolute belters on there.
Yeah, because they don't miss.
Because they don't miss. Jagged Alliance 3 is on 33% sale right now, so there you go. It's one of our Game of the Year nominations.
You advertising mid-podcast?
Yes. And if you'd like to buy Frame a Game, then go to frameagame.com. Kirk, you better be fucking commissioned for that. Right, next one. Gangs of Sherwood. Sherwood. Coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, November 30th. We talked about this 4 weeks ago, and what we said 4 weeks ago was we talked about this 2 weeks prior because it's been delayed twice. And you know what's amazing is both times they were like last minute delays as well.
Right
so
on the line, yeah.
And I think what we said at the time was, I can't find a video of gameplay of this game. I still can't. I looked at it earlier and I was like, can't find a fucking video of the gameplay. I can just find some cinematic trailer. Gash game, never gonna sell.
Whoa! Oh wow!
You're not fucking putting gameplay out.
Yeah, it's not Nintendo. Jesus.
Savage.
See what I did there? Right, let's move on to our first actual game of the week. Pixel Cafe. I didn't say it was good. Coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, November 30th. Step into Pixel's shoes in this... Oh, you thought Pixel was describing the graphics, but no, the character's called Pixel. There you go. That's interesting, isn't it?
Also describing the graphics.
Yes, very much so.
I'm also very worried that my PC, when I said that, made a very distinctive noise, which worries me a bit, but it's fine. Looks like we're still recording.
Dusty is still recording.
It is. Okay. I'm watching it skip, even though it did not make a good sound.
At the start, didn't I? I did jinx it, so...
Oh, well, let's roll those dice. Step into Pixel's shoes in this one-of-a-kind journey that bridges time, memories, and the aroma of fresh coffee. Dive deep into a city balancing its past and future. Engage in intense arcade challenges, immerse yourself in heartfelt stories, and navigate a world crafted in pixel art. It's a novel game where you also run a cafe. It's pixelated graphics, obviously. It's very limited mechanics. In fact, the cafe running of it is like those old Facebook games you used to see your mum play where... You know, it's just like putting stuff together and then send it on its way. You can customise your house though, so I've obviously bought it day one.
There we go.
This is a narrative game, isn't it?
Right.
When we say pixelated graphics, it's not like Pokemon top down. It's more like the actual characters are full characters, but just pixelated, right?
Yes.
Heavily pixelated, yes.
That's fair.
I think this game probably, for what it is, it probably looks quite good.
Oof.
That's a really low bar to set.
Well, it's a big caveat at the start for what it is. Yeah, I did. That was purposeful. But,
for a piece of shit, it looks alright.
I didn't say that. For a narrative, but I've been known to love. If you're in a certain mood, I do love a narrative game.
Yes.
And this looks stylish. I could imagine playing it and liking it.
God, I can't believe you're saying that.
I bet you'll continue to imagine it and not do it, though.
Absolutely not. I'm not spending money, but there you go.
It's developed and published by Baltoro Games.
THQ Nordic.
Nice.
They never miss.
They never miss. That's why I've got it. No, and they've only ever made one other game, and it didn't do well. But hey, if Ben likes it, then go get it. There you go. Let's move on to This Means Warp, coming out on PlayStations, Xboxes, PlayStations, and Switch. November 30th. It's a console release.
PlayStation's twice, though.
Did I? You know what? That's why I paused, because I went, did I say PlayStation's twice? Do you know what it is?
It's got 5 and 4,
Because it's separated 5 and 4.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you little snake.
Savage.
Yeah, it's a console release anyway, so I don't know why I read all them out. I guess, no, you should, Eddie, because then people wouldn't know what consoles. Yeah,
and it's on both generations, that's the point.
There you go. That's why I did that.
Yeah, that's why you did.
Yeah, this was the intense spaceship management roguelite experience for 1 to 4 players. It looked okay when it came out in May. Sorry to rhyme. And Ben, you quite liked this when it came out,
I really like the look of it. One question, I don't know if you know the answer. Is it couch co-op as well? It strikes me as one where it might be couch co-op.
Yeah, it
because
could be.
I really do like it looks like a intense management game. It looks, I know, it looks a bit more like Overcooked in its in terms of like management sim type stuff. But it's a roguelike, it's space-based, there's a bit of combat, I think, and it's very clean graphically, like very colours are very vibrant, it's very clean. I think Among Us, but something working together type thing. I think that's the vibe that I got from it. 1 to 4 players. It looks, if it's couch co-op as well, I think loads of people could get into this. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to know about it. I don't think anyone's going to give a shit about it, but it looks pretty good. And on Steam, it's got mostly positive overall reviews, and recently it's got very positive reviews.
Yeah, with 91% saying it's good,
Yeah, so it looks decent.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, what do you think, Pete?
Yeah, no, I can see why you like it. I wouldn't play it myself. I think I remember saying that originally when we said it when it came out. But yeah.
Well, thanks for bringing it down.
Tough crowd. Yeah, tough crowd, Eddie.
Brilliant.
I think I've been really upbeat about these games.
You have, because I was listening to, I think, last week's where, you're a bit of a bummer, Ben. Yeah,
sometimes a bit of an arsehole, but...
Yeah, little snake. Right, Tintin Reporter, Cigars of the Pharaoh is coming out on PlayStation now. It's coming out on November 30th. It's that game we talked about a while ago about Tintin.
I think it was literally 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah, something like that. Where you told me that he was French.
And he's not French.
Yeah. Was it not French?
No, he's not French. Pete got it wrong. Yeah, Pete said French.
Belgian then?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's Belgium.
Right, okay, that would make sense.
Belgium's France. There you go.
Okay.
There goes all our Belgian listeners.
Check whether we've got listeners.
I can imagine our Belgian listeners aren't, knocking down the doors anytime soon.
It is a common question on Google, actually. Is Tintin French or Belgian?
Ah, there you go. Brilliant.
There you go. Yeah. So, well, at least I was right on the second guess.
Nice.
Yeah,
all right.
He's a young, blonde Belgian, supposedly.
Lovely. Nice.
Right.
Next one, Toaster Ball, coming out on Switch, November 30th. This is a Switch release. It came out on PC in May this year. It's a physics-based multiplayer sports game where you're all toasters. I don't know why, but...
this looks fucking immense.
It does, doesn't it? It does. I mean, Ben, I think you're going too hard. I think it looks good fun.
This looks immense.
Game of the Year contender.
Class. This would be class. It's like the new Rocket League.
It's like the new Rocket League.
I mean, there are a lot of similarities to Rocket League, let's be fair.
I mean, do you not remember playing, is it slime football? Was that what it was called in school?
Slime soccer,
I mean, how much fucking fun did you have playing that,
There was a lot of fun playing that, yes. Admittedly, this one, though, it does look really fun.
Yeah, this shit's all over slime soccer.
Okay, right. I feel like slime soccer not only was amazing for its time, but also innovative. But
you can fire toast out of a toaster, Eddie.
Yeah, you can jump with your toaster, or you can fire toast up to. It's like playing Pong.
Yeah.
It's like playing Pong. It's a mixture of Pong and Rocket League.
Yes, and slime football.
Slime soccer.
I mean, the environments in the background are as good as Rocket League at the very least.
Yeah,
so
that's not shit on Rocket League. I fucking play that every day.
Well, we're not shitting on Rocket League. We're bigging up Toastable.
Rocket League. We're bigging up Toastable, yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's an instant classic.
There you go.
Is it out on anything else, or is this just coming to the mighty Switch?
It's been out on PC.
It's already on PC, yeah.
That doesn't count.
What? What? The main gaming console?
the Master Race. That assumes it's already out there.
Pete, do you,
is it not on any other console?
No. But do you want to know something quite cool?
Exclusive to Switch.
Out of their 175 reviews, 97% said it's a good game. Have I lost you, or is that a
yeah? My audio cut out. Sorry, my audio literally just cut out.
Have I shocked you that much?
I heard you say 90 something. Sorry, my Discord. I'm I'm on Wi-Fi rather than on
Ben,
wired for some
if
reason.
it helps, I lost him as well. So there was a point where I was like, do I just make it like an affirmation or be like, that does sound very cool? But I was thinking, I've got to see if it comes back.
Ooh, nice one. Pete, you remember, we had that about 3 months ago, Ben, when your fucking internet was all over the place.
Yeah.
And I could tell it was you because Pete would do the same, like, really?
Since then, I changed to a wired connection, but for some reason, I've put the wire into my place. Anyway, it's not in there, so it's wireless.
Again.
So we might get that a few times tonight. Anyway, what was your
Pete,
stat?
are you there?
Eddie? What was your stat?
Oh, hello?
Hello.
All right, I think I lost you then. What the fuck is happening?
I lost you both there as well. Something odd is going on.
Oh, maybe this is Discord's problem then. Maybe it's not me.
Oh, yeah, it's probably Discord. They always
Right,
fuck up, don't they?
this might happen a few times tonight. We're just going to have to manage through and just we make random...
No editing. Yep, no editing.
Never editing.
Obviously.
We
What was
make
your
it
stat,
work.
Eddie? What was
Never
your
edit.
stat?
It was out of 175 reviews on Steam, 97% said it's a good game.
Excellent.
I'm now aware that the
Understandable
audience
as
has heard that twice, right? Because you've already said that.
There you go. There you go. And the stat may change as well. I don't know.
It's brand new information to me.
So it wasn't so much the climax that I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You could have gotten away with just going, oh, really? Wow.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
Nice. All
Toastable.
right, let's move on. Batman Arkham Trilogy is coming out on Switch December 1st.
There's a nice late one. That's a late release.
That is... That's a
We're
deep
mocking-
callback.
We're
Deep
mocking
callback.
Biomutant for coming out here, but at least you're within the last decade.
But you know what? This is a fucking celebrated release as well.
Yeah,
This is really a lot of people are really looking forward to this.
they're really good games.
Excellent games.
Yeah.
Fair play, but a deep callback.
Got to get the money somehow.
Within like 20 years, the Switch will have caught up on the full. Like,
Well, then there'll be a
remit of all
Switch 2.
games.
They'll just get a decent catalogue and then they go, right, now we go Switch 2. Right.
So there's no compatibility.
No
with Switch 2
compatibility.
either.
Nice. Can you guess the price?
£50.
£50, yeah.
Yeah, good guess. Good guess.
Yeah, it's Nintendo, baby.
It's Nintendo, baby. For a 10-year-old game, baby. Right, let's move on to Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, coming out on Switch December 1st. Journey into a fantastical world on a quest for revenge in Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. I hate it when they put their name in the blurb. That really does me in.
You didn't shout it, it's in capitals.
Oh,
true.
Shit, I apologise, actually. That's really
messed
bad.
up.
But the Dark Prince isn't, so you have to say that normal.
Probably because I'm trying to concentrate on the name of the protagonist here. It's P-S-A-R-O. I'm going to go Psaro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nailed it. Is cursed and is unable to harm anything with monster blood. Now, he must become a monster wrangler to create an army for battle.
What a storyline.
Yeah, there you go. It's a Dragon Quest game, so it's developed by Square Enix, and they do not miss. So it's got that kind of visual as well. This one is Pokemon. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to stick to it. It's Pokemon, but
You're trying to become the master of monster kind. Yeah, it's Pokemon.
with catching and fighting them in the exact same Pokemon battle and stuff.
I've never really played a Dragon Quest game, and obviously this is a spin-off game of Dragon Quest. Is this the first Dragon Quest Monsters game, or have there been previous Dragon Quest
Good
Monster
question.
games?
I think there were others, actually. I think I think there were two...
So this is an established side series, then, is it?
Then again, I've typed that in and I haven't actually come up with anything, so maybe not. I could have sworn.
It does feel like it's got a lot of names, otherwise, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Dark Prince. Like, why would you got the Dark Prince as well?
It does say Dragon Quest Monsters is a spin-off series of the Dragon Quest games. So, yeah there you go.
Presumably this isn't
Hats
the
on a
first
hat.
in the series, then. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They've got so many spin-off series to Dragon Quest. They've got Dragon Quest Builders as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they did
wow.
one recently, like another Dragon Quest one, but it was like not pixelated, but it was like, they had like, it was like children type ones running around an island, it looked like, or something.
Right.
Sounds horrendous.
Yeah, it was different.
And actually, we are just showing off our ignorance, guys. The first Dragon Warrior Monsters, the first of these, came out in 1998.
Yeah, way ahead of you, buddy.
shit.
Way ahead of you.
Sad
Come
I
on,
missed
Pete.
it.
Good times.
Catch up.
Good times.
I apologise for that. I regret saying that. I apologise.
Right.
Oh, my sound cut out again.
So did mine.
I thought you were both just so offended by what I said, so I just apologised. Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Whatever you said, you just got me saying good times too in the background.
Good times. All right, let's fucking move on before Discord has a complete meltdown. The Lost Legends of Redwall, the Scout Anthology, coming out on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox is December 1st. A narrative puzzle adventure game based on Brian Jacques' Redwall TM book series. Vicious sea rats, not sea rats. Vicious sea rats are invading the once peaceful Mossflower Wood, and it's up to the Lilygrove Scout Corps' newest recruit to save the day. Play as Sophia or Liam on their adventure to Redwall Abbey. There's actually been a few of these games. It's an action adventure where you play as a mouse, basically. There's also puzzles throughout that you have to solve and whatnot. The visuals are quite odd. They're like cartoony, but very different kind of cartoony. I don't really know how to describe it. But yeah, it looks okay, especially if you're in these kind of novels, then you're going to absolutely love it.
I think it's supposed to be like a family game. Is that what it's advertised as? Like one that
would
you play,
make sense given the books.
Yeah, parents playing with their kids and stuff.
Hmm.
I think that's what it's aimed at.
Right.
Don't imagine outside of that audience there's a massive audience for this.
Great series of books though when you're a kid. Got to be said. Great.
Have you read it?
When I was a kid, yeah.
Oh,
they've
nice.
been around for effing years, mate.
I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Thanks for holding back on the swearing there, Pete. I respect that.
We're not a kids show ourselves. Get fucked.
Whoa! Why would you say effing and then say fucked literally 10 seconds later?
Because one of them deserved it and you deserved it.
One was because you were talking about childhood, weren't you? And you just got a flashback of your mum going like, stop swearing, me!
Yeah, and then the other one was addressing you, where you do deserve the full swear word.
Ah, fair enough. Yes, I accept the hate. Yeah, what do you guys think? Pete, yeah, maybe a little something for you then.
I mean, no, definitely would never play this game. But
I've heard that you love the books.
I did. Big fan. Still wouldn't touch the game. Yeah,
you are a tough knock, aren't you?
I was very positive about Toaster Ball. Get fucked.
Yeah, well,
Ben.
I mean,
Get
it's
fucked.
hard not to be. It's hard not to be.
All right, let's move on to Sanguivore.
And so nailed it. Yeah,
Sanguivore. 20 Below, coming out on PC December 1st. Survive and strategize with friends in Sanguivore. Do you know what Sanguivore is?
It's a vampire.
Oh, I looked it up before this podcast. It's someone who drinks blood.
Yeah.
There you go. A first-person escape room-style nightmare. Your mission: lead your team to safety through one of multiple escape routes while evading bloodthirsty monsters hunting you. Work together to survive. This game reminds me of that really good movie that its name has lost me. You know, with the handsome guy from Pearl Harbor. Him.
Josh Hartnett?
That's
two
it.
handsome gentlemen.
I think that's it. Josh Harmon. Oh,
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, not Ben Affleck. We all know Ben Affleck. Yeah, Josh Harmon or whatever his name is. You know, there's a movie with the vampires at night. I think it's in Alaska, so it's non-stop night or whatever.
Oh, yes, I think I do know.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Really good movie.
30 Days of Night?
Oh, I think that's it, Pete.
that
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Yes, because it was 30 Days of Night because they lived in like somewhere where, it was
It's dark
night for a long
ages.
time.
Pure night.
Exactly. And then the vampires like try and take over the village. Yeah, that's what kind of this game really reminds me of, like just watching all the gameplay.
I can
should watch
see that, actually.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
God, I haven't thought about that in a while. Yeah.
There you go. For the listeners, it's a first-person like multiplayer horror game where you need to work together to like find items and achieve objectives that will help you progress. But the whole loop is basically these vampires trying to get you, and you go into certain places and they appear and you shit your pants. Basically, it could be really good fun to play with mates or to watch streamers play. I think I'm gonna log on and watch some streamers play this game together.
Yeah, you've nailed it. I reckon this will be all over Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, nice little Twitch game, I think.
Yep.
None of us playing it though?
Nope.
I'm surprised. I thought Ben might want to dip his toe in this.
You love a vampire, Ben.
No, but I haven't got friends, so...
that is a problem, yeah. What I do like is the developer is called Blood Eater Games, and yet this is the first one of the series that they've made. All the ones beforehand are like fighting games or something else like that. So you're like, did you just pivot and change your name?
They always wanted it. They always wanted to go down this genre.
They set their stall out early, yeah.
Their other games were just to make money for this game.
Yeah, they had funders. They had funders that went, look, we need you to do this before you can do the passion project. This is their Medellin.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Wow, is that
excellent callback?
Call out from that TV show, Entourage.
That TV show, Eddie.
Come on.
I got the name straight away. I mean, Jesus Christ. It took me 4 seconds for the name to pop into my head. I thought that was a really impressive thing.
4 seconons too many.
Right.
Yeah, front and centre, mate. Come on.
What Entourage should always dominate space in my brain, shouldn't it?
Absolutely.
At all times.
What, if you need to feel happy about something, think about Entourage. There you go.
There are no scoreboards in this life, Eddie.
Fuck's sake. Right, fine. Yeah, well, that looked good. There you go, let's move on. Steam World Build, coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, December 1st. Break ground on new frontier as the planet dies around you. Oh, that's big. Dig deep and build wide to excavate long-lost spacefaring technology while ensuring everyone has the vital water, fuel, and creature comforts they need. Do you have what it takes to reach the final frontier? It always ends on a question, doesn't it? Fuck off. We talked about this last week, actually. It's the city builder type kind of game.
Yes.
I capped it all off with, I don't mind the look of this game, but the aesthetics are just a bit too cartoony for me. But I do also think that this game will be quite good and people will enjoy playing it. So, Pete, you quite liked it as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I still do. I still think it looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think the gameplay loop would be good. I'm just still a little bit concerned about replayability, which is a valid concern with this type of game, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
But that mostly just means I'm watching for the reviews as opposed to anything negative.
Exactly that, Pete. I'm going to look at the reviews, I'm going to watch some gameplay footage, and basically kind of work out if it's my kind of game or not. I think that's my plan. And then maybe 100%. Buy it. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, what do you think, Ben?
It looks great, and it's a tried and tested game universe. You know, they continually deliver good games in different genres. So I'd back them here, but it's not going to be for me because I'm not really that into these games, but I think for people that are and then can get past the looks, or that may appeal to them, and if it gets good reviews, then I'm sure you guys would love it. Yeah,
yeah. This is a game that actually said about Prison Architect and RimWorld, a bit like those two games, so
right, yeah.
You can't miss when you've compared yourself to those two beauties.
No, surely not.
Or actually, quite the opposite, actually, because then I compare it to RimWorld, and then...
Yeah, you can't miss, you just left the shadow of them both.
Then you just won't play it anymore, you'll play 12 hours.
Which is fine, because I'll buy the product, which is all they care about, I just won't enjoy the product. So, I guess...
Hours per player will be down, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's all we look for, apparently.
That's a key metric.
Without actually providing this stat itself, you just say it was a good stat.
Key metric, though, key metric.
Right, next one, the Wagadu Chronicles, coming out on PC December 4th. The Wagadu Chronicles is a sandbox MMORPG focused on gathering, crafting, and building villages with friends. Customize your skill-based character and join parties to defeat spirits through unique PvE multiplayer turn-based tactical combat. It's been it's been in early access. That's Discord.
Did you glitch?
If anyone thinks that was me glitching, that was Discord, and somehow it's come through to our local recording. I don't know how, but that's what's happened. It's been in early access since February 22. It does exactly what it says on the tin, really, what it says on the blurb there. The visuals, though, whoa, shit, they are really bad. The animations, and I'm going to go this far, are Kenshi level. Don't get me wrong, Kenshi was an amazing game, but fuck me, did it not look good. This
is the thing, like, the environments aren't the worst, if you know what I mean. The environments can be quite nice, I think.
Agreed.
The lighting even looks half decent, but yeah, the animations take all of that out of it.
Yeah, makes me feel sad looking at it.
Yeah, that's
actually how I felt like Kenshi as well.
But it is in early access, so clearly,
you can upgrade your.
Is still on the table.
Oh shit! Were you talking? I was talking. And
I was talking as well.
Oh,
but,
good. This is going to get a nice three-way thing. I was just talking over you. Sorry, lads. So you can upgrade your village's buildings and claim more spirits territory, though. But I think it's not very deep at all as well. So.
My editing skills are really going to be showing up this week, aren't they? Because I'm not going to do anything.
Hard edit.
No, it's going to be incredibly easy.
Could you just put the timing down now, Ben, and I'll just edit that?
No, I would edit it, but I don't want to, so it won't happen.
Then you can't say that first sentence. You can't say I would, but, and then your excuse is I just don't want to.
Well, I don't want to.
Can we go back to recording on iPhone, Ben, if we're going to just not care about the eventuality?
Oh, the sound quality.
The sound quality is great, though.
Go back to episode 1, listeners. That was, wow.
It's a wild ride.
The content hasn't changed, but wow, our sound quality has. So.
That is true. That is true. And in the middle period, in the middle years, the editing was really good as well.
Yes,
For a phase.
Yeah, it's top drawer, actually.
Not anymore. Right, let's move on. Born of Bread, coming out on PC November 5th. Play as a flower golem who possesses a never-ending childlike wonder and a set of odd abilities. Team up with a colourful cast of characters, explore the different regions of a wonderful world ripe with mysteries, and engage in a fun and quirky turn-based combat system. What a lovely blurb. Thank you for that. It's an action-adventure game, like they all are. The visuals are kind of 2.5D. I think the best way to describe it is it looks a hell of a lot like Tinykin.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Yeah, the way the main character's front-facing while running around and stuff. The turn-based battle system actually looked quite good as well. It doesn't look like there's much else, but I'm not going to have a go at it. I think this looks okay, actually.
Get it on Switch. Might do all right.
This does look a lot like a Switch game.
Doesn't actually? Yeah.
Yeah, very it's definitely well produced, isn't it? They've put a lot of effort.
It is well produced. Yeah,
it looks quite good actually, presentationally.
Yes. Yeah. It's even got a backpack system, which I fucking love in a game. So, bit weird, but it's what I like.
You have niche interests, Eddie. Yeah. So give you a backpack and a house to play with,
and a silencer on any weapon.
Well, that is
a silencer on his backpack.
It's why Tarkov is in my top 5 games, because that has silencing of weapons and a very good backpack system. So
there you go. Yeah.
And it kind of has base building in this fact. You can upgrade
it's got an inventory management system at least.
Oh, so, yeah. Unfortunately, Tarkov doesn't have a thing that says how many hours you played of it.
Because it's on its own server thing, isn't it? It's on its own thing.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't like the old Steam and all that shit. So, yeah, shame. All right, let's move on to the last one. And I can't believe I'm saying this. The Lord of the Rings Return to Warrior is coming out on PlayStation December 5th. I did look it up, because this is the game that I had a rant about a couple of weeks ago. It's currently sitting at 59 on Metacritic. But now you can get it on PlayStation.
That'll make all the difference.
So now they have another Metacritic score, which is probably going to be about the same.
But that Lord of the Rings IP is being dragged through the fucking mud, isn't it?
It is. But I guess they're always going to sell to the hardcores, right? So are they just going to keep on dragging them out?
It seems to me that the people who own the IP are not really committed to good products. They're just and to prolong the longevity of their IP and make it more feasible going forward, because it seems that everything they do now just seems to not be that great with Lord of the Rings.
God, let's not bring up Gollum, eh? That was bloody awful as well.
We already kind of did, but yes. It's not a great call.
Even the TV show didn't do that well, did it?
No, it didn't, Ben. No.
But I imagine they got a very tasty paycheck for it.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what the IP owners are getting. Yeah. They're getting paid, but it's the longevity of this IP, because it's just getting fucking Mullet.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Well, that's it. Sorry to end on a downer. My pick of the week. It's a tough one, I'll be honest. I had to go back through these earlier on.
I disagree, but...
Yeah, I disagree as well.
What? How can you disagree?
It's not hard. It's not
It's the simplest choice ever. Yeah.
I've never known a simpler choice.
What's that? I mean, I'm going to go with SteamWorld build, right? Is that...
Oh, no, you're wrong.
God
You're wrong.
damn it. You couldn't
You got
be
a strong
more
second
wrong.
place, but how can you overlook
How have you
Toastable?
overlooked Toastable?
Fuck's sake, guys. It's a game about
If
toasters.
I owned a Switch, it would be in Game of the Year. All right? That's what you need to realize.
You might even
What is the
buy
one
a
game?
Switch just to play.
What is the one game you want to play on this list? Toastable.
If SteamWorld Build is a
Above
good
everything.
game, I'll play it. Also, I would like to watch Sanguivore played as well.
And This Is Warp looked excellent as well.
All right, okay.
Toastable stands so far ahead of them.
There is a smorgasbord of good games, but Toastable is the centerpiece.
It's the main course.
Fuck's
It's the main
sake.
course.
Right,
Everything
fine.
else is a loose starter.
Could I change it to Toastable then?
Thank you.
Thank
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
It even came out in May, so why am I putting it as
Correct.
fucking game of the
It
week?
should have been Game of the Week ever since. Anyway.
Don't worry, it'll be my game of the year, so don't you worry.
Perfect. I actually might put it forward without playing it. I'm that confident about the game.
Shit.
But for now, we should move on to what we've been playing. And as usual, I have an apology to ask for, as I've still been playing RimWorld Vehicles the entire time.
Nice. It's not. You don't need to apologise for that because I've also jumped on it. So.
It's a really good set of mods, alright?
Just apologise to Ben. It's fine.
I don't even want to apologise to him.
He doesn't need to. He's not seeking any validation from that. He's not seeking anything because it's the same every week.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, now Kirk's not around. You have to get a little dig in there, Ben. Was that?
Because Kirk isn't there to not
Kirk
play
isn't
anything.
there to not play anything. Yeah.
The balance has shifted. Go on, Ben. What brand new game have you been playing?
Yeah.
Out this week, I assume. Great.
Lovely
Nice, Pete.
lovely segue
Nice.
there. But I
Nice.
have finished RoboCop. Nothing new, but I finished RoboCop. So
yeah.
got some.
Played
got some
a game
finer
that came
thoughts
out a
on
little
that.
while ago. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I feel the hostility.
Came out,
I like
came
it.
out a
I like
few
that.
weeks ago, Pete.
I've played
Time
new
is
games, so
contextual,
fuck
Ben.
you
Let's
guys.
move on.
Came out a few weeks. So I'm trying to finish up games before our little Game of the Year show. And so I've got some opinions on some of these bigger ones. RoboCop, final thoughts on that. It definitely captures the IP well. I said that last week. I think to people unaware of RoboCop, and I don't know at what age would you say people are not really familiar with RoboCop?
Well, I'm pretty sure we're right on the edge, as in, like, it came out when we were kids, right?
Yes.
So, like,
Yeah.
even I don't really have that fonder memories of it.
No, like we've seen the films, but we saw them
Yes.
years after. I
Yes.
probably saw RoboCop like 10 years after release or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we probably are on the cusp, which does make me think, like, it's reviewed really well. People have really enjoyed it, but I think to people uninitiated, don't really appreciate the IP or whatever, they might just think this is slow and shit. And I could understand somebody being very critical and thinking that this game just doesn't come off well. Like the humor is really like, well, it's just really, it kind of knows what it's doing. It is that really old kind of 80s, 90s kind of style thing going on.
Right.
But I like that, and it's a bit of almost nostalgia here, and it really in keeping with what RoboCop was. And the gameplay exactly fits that. Very slow, very methodic.
I was actually going to say that, Ben. I was going to say, are you trying to get that it's a bit slower? Because I totally agree.
You feel like RoboCop.
People are like saying like, "Oh, the Call of Duties are too slow now," and I'm like, "Fuck that! You get killed by a guy who's sliding all over the place and then comes and kills you from behind."
Yes,
it's not too slow.
Different levels of slow, because RoboCop, like even his his run is an old man.
Yeah,
jog,
he doesn't really run, does he?
It's just like a slightly swifter walk, and like you'll walk into a room and just be shot 10 times, and then you'll pull out your gun and then start killing people.
It's the run you do on the golf course when you've hit your ball onto someone else's fairway, and you do that run over to make it look like you're going fast.
To make it look like you're moving at any different pace.
Yeah, I like how relatable that choice was as well. But we all
I got you.
All right, how about this? Is that run when you're in school, and I used to suffer from this a lot, and you really needed a shit, but you didn't want to do it in the school toilet, so you did that little run home.
Okay.
You did that all the way home.
That's quite a long run like this.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
Maybe if you're crossing the road, the car is slowed down, and you put up your hand and say, "Oh, sorry," and then you just shuffle. You make no change of pace, but you just hunch the shoulders over. Yep, sorry.
You look like you're putting in work. Yeah.
And you bring your arms close to your body, so it's like a T-Rex. Sorry.
Absolutely do. You put in that time on the movement, but no extra pace.
They know the movement now.
Yeah. So that's what RoboCop does. The story is surprisingly good and intriguing. The game is a little repetitive. With the actual core gameplay, it breaks it up by doing little side mission things and basic police work and stuff, which is quite good. I like that juxtaposition. But the core gameplay is going in somewhere and just killing people with your pistol and picking up a couple of guns as they vary very slightly and so that. But it's decent. It's fun. It doesn't outstay its welcome. It's like anywhere between 12, 15 hours if you were getting everything, maybe 16 hours, 17 hours. But yeah, I think it was about 13 hours I had in the game. So for me, it's a £20 pickup, not a £50 pickup, which it currently is. So, but I did play it all on the PS Portal, which is good because I don't know if I would have gone upstairs to play on my monitor to finish this game, but the fact that I could play it on the sofa, just on the Portal, not monopolising the TV, it really helped. Yeah. So that's RoboCop. Then Alan Wake 2. Been playing Alan Wake 2 as well. Nice. Been playing more of it. Continuing it, enjoying it. Also playing on the Portal. There is a bug around the touchscreen to access the map and the mind place where you do the case stuff. There is a workaround. I won't say how you do that here, but if anybody is playing it on the Portal and wants to know kind of like the workaround and how I worked around it, then you can DM us on Twitter and I'll let you know.
Nice to get us that interaction. Love it.
There you go. But I don't have to explain it now. Alan Wake 2, very well made, oozes quality. It's just that I'm not chomping at the bit to play it. I made the joke the other day saying the other week saying I don't know who's chomping at the bit to play Alan Wake 2 at the end of work. And it is kind of like that. Like, it's when I'm playing it, I'm enjoying it. I think it's great. But I'm not like, I can't wait to get an hour so I can sit down and play Alan Wake. So, I don't know. It's not grabbed me, but I am really liking it. And I think objectively, it's really good. Yeah. I also really like the concept, like the piecing together of cases in the mind place, which you basically just stop wherever you are, go to this mind place, this little house where you got case files and put them all in on this board and stuff. It's pretty much like you bring up photos and then you place it on the board, and if it's in the right place, it will accept it, and then it'll give a little bit of narrative there at that time, and it'll say some words. I like it conceptually. It's just really annoying when you've got like 10 fucking things to hang up on that wall, and it really kind of like interferes with the gameplay a little bit. But the whole mechanism is really clever, because that whole mind place thing, it's a way of repeating information to the audience without making them feel stupid that they haven't taken it in first time, and it allows the game to make these deductive leaps without relying on the player to actually figure that out, because it wouldn't really be something that follows. So the whole mechanism is quite good for storytelling. Yeah. I think it's a very, very good mechanic for that. I find it a little bit tedious at times, but it is very good, and it does continually like keep you up with the story, which is very, very clever. Because there are key things that you just miss. You just miss what they're talking about. Combat is okay. for the most part. The last boss fight was fucking no joke. You have to like shine your light at things to take like certain enemies to their kind of shield down. Like shining a light then takes the shield down, then you can shoot them. That's the one part of the game where I think that the actual shining of the light on them sometimes like for me it doesn't seem to like register, or I don't think it has registered, and I press it twice and it's a limited resource, so it's because it works off the battery in your light, so that's a bit fucking annoying, but overall it controls very well, which is good. And I think a lot of people are getting really good vibes from this game because of how it links through to other Remedy games in their universe, but I haven't played them, so that's kind of lost on me, so there's not much I can do about that. But I do want to finish this game this week because Avatar's coming next week, and I'm going to really enjoy that. We did have a comment on our YouTube video last week from Mitchy Poo, who's commented before, and he said that I can also get Ubisoft Plus on Xbox like you can on PC, Pete.
Well,
so yeah, you can so you can sign up for a month and then you can get Avatar for 15 quid then.
Lovely.
For that monthly subscription. So I think I'm probably going to end up doing that because what a treat.
Yeah, sounds like the right way to go, doesn't it?
Yeah. But hopefully Alan Wake finished then, and that'll be good because very good game, and a lot of people are loving it, and it's in the Game of the Year in the main awards. So it'd be good to have a proper opinion on it.
Wonderful.
Dare I ask the question? Is it going to be one of your nominations for Game of the Year?
It might be because I kind of recognise that it is really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not grabbing me. And I think towards the end it's going to hot up even more. So if I can't put it down in the last like 5 hours or so, then yeah, I think it's pretty roaring success. And I think it definitely could get in, because in my picks, I think there is definitely a slot that I could put this in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely job.
Okay. Yeah.
On to me.
It is.
Yeah, you never know. Ben always has more games, so. I mean, he has forgot something. We got another ranked win in Warzone.
We did.
This week.
Oh, we did. We had a fantastic night, didn't we?
Yeah, well, we had about four second places as well. So
I think we played 5 or 6 games of an evening, and we got 1 win and 4 second places.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's the problem with second places. It's a half an hour game if it's if it becomes second or first.
A long ass game, but we were on fire.
Yeah,
you were very good. Very good.
I do my bit. I also I'm done with War Tales. I hit a stage where I needed to grind to get to the next area. And look, it's nothing against the game. It's just one of those things you have to do. Especially I'm playing on the hardest setting of the hardest mode, so it's one of those things I knew I had to do. But I've got lots to do. I've got loads of games to play, so I thought just put it down for now. Get Game of the Year out of the way, and then I can go back and have another playthrough and put in another God knows how many hours I've put into that game already.
Yeah.
I also I started Football Manager 2026, Ben.
2023.
Oh, 23. Yeah, no, I'm way ahead.
I was going to say, he is ahead of the curve.
Way ahead of the time.
But you broke the Football Manager seal.
Yes. My New Year's resolution that we all made last year, I think my first one was don't play Football Manager. So I lasted nearly 11 months. So that's pretty good, I think.
A month into the new game.
Yeah, I was going to say not a month after the new release, yeah.
No, but my resolution was not to play any of them. So... yeah, there you go.
You know, Eddie, you can import your last year's game into this year's game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I wish you told me that before, because now I've already started a game and now I've gone through all those, setting everything up.
Yeah, the hardness, the whole, yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah. I'm Eastbourne Borough. That legendary team. So
Wonderful.
Yeah, get ready for that one. But my main game of the week is Anvil Saga. Dipped into that one.
Yeah, you mentioned that
choice.
ages ago. You were interested in that, didn't you?
Yeah, but means pay it for a very long time, because it came out, the full release, it came out last week, but the early access was, well, it was a long time ago, and I've had my eyes on it for a while. It did not have a good launch. That's why I didn't get it at launch. But you know what's beautiful is that it's not only have they sorted that all out and paved over all the cracks, but because it had such a bad release, it was £5.81 on one of the websites. So
yes.
Oh, in a way, it's quite nice, isn't it? It's quite bad to say, but hey, for our listeners, it's a management sim with like RPG elements where you take control of a blacksmith shop in the Middle Ages era. So,
is it only on PC, Eddie?
Yes, I think so. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was only on PC, because it is very much a PC game, if you know what I mean. Yeah, there's two modes. There's like a story mode where you kind of come across all these things to do. And there's the sandbox mode, which I regret not going to straight away. I actually did the story all the way through. I've actually completed it. The looks are... Let's get the looks out of the way. They're very simple, but okay. Like, it's that, pixelated look...
Pixel but polished, isn't it?
Exactly, Pete. Exactly. Pixel but polished. And I don't mind if it's polished, so that's fine. The problem with this game that I feel is wrong with this game is it's got very simple mechanics. And I didn't think it did, so I don't think it's the game's fault at all. If anything, I think it's my expectations of what the game was. Like, for example, you don't even, make different items. You just assign someone to a blacksmith and he just hammers away at the sword and then it's just made and it just goes to the person automatically. It's very much a sit back, just do a few clicks and watch the game kind of game. Like, very simple mechanics. Don't get me wrong, it's cool that everyone has stats, for example. They might be good at smelting or woodwork or something. So you do have that assigning people to the right places and min-maxing kind of thing. Also, you can improve things with tools that people can have, and their skills can improve so they can become better at a certain thing. So there is that kind of thing. And it has base building. That's probably the main reason why I have it. So that's fun as well. You can fully build your house to house more people and hire more workers and therefore to get the money. And then you have to juggle the money aspect of the thing. But the thing with all of the things I've just said is everything is surface level. So it feels a bit like one of your Facebook games, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
The story mode's quite good though. You get loads of special events and it kind of goes through the years and whatnot, and the plague comes and you have to make, and it's all about making decisions to go to so you got England, France, you got witches, and you've got the church, right? And each of them you have a reputation for. If you get seen to do things with another faction, then that might affect the other person's opinion of you and whatnot. And what's quite cool about this whole mechanic is if you go to bad with certain factions, then bad things happen to you. And when good things happen, then good things happen to your place. For example, I got really chummy with the bandits, and they sent someone to beat up all my workers to make sure I didn't need to pay them. So I had all my workers were free from then on.
That's a really dark positive, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. But the problem with that is the priests didn't like me, and then they used to ring the bells in the middle of the night, so none of my people could sleep at night time. So, do you know what I mean? There are cool little aspects that you try and level them out. I did also. I got too chummy with the English, and the French hated me. And it turns out if you get to 0 reputation, then you die. They come and kill you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I learned that hard way. But you know what's also really cool, actually, is there's loads of other special events, not so special, as in people want stuff from you, and they're all special characters. So, for example, I'm sitting there, and then a character that looks exactly like Geralt comes along, and he goes I am a monster hunter. I'm holy fuck, it is actually Geralt. How cool is that for The Witcher? And I thought it was just Geralt, but no, 2 days later, Spock came along, and then the guy from Uncharted came along, and all these different like famous, not only gaming characters, but like Jon Snow from Game of Thrones came along and asked for all these sort of things. So that was to be fair, really cool. And they asked for special items that you have to like buy stuff to make, and that is quite cool because then they're sitting around waiting for their swords to be made or whatever. So that's good. You know what's cool as well with all these events and stuff, that it actually plays it in the background. So even though you've got the foreground in front of you, in the background you'll see like a castle and hills. If there's like a big battle, you'll see the trebuchets going off in the background, and the plague, you'd see like loads of people carrying dead bodies across the streets and stuff. So it does feel really immersive. Like when you're sitting there, you very much know what stage in the game you're at, and your choices do matter as well. Like I helped English out loads, so they actually took over the area, and therefore I got loads of more bonuses from England and stuff. Look, it's weird. I don't know how to put my finger on this, but I think overall it's actually a very good game. It's simple. Do you know what vibes I get? And this is weird. Is Vampire Survivors. Now, obviously, it's a completely different game in mechanics, in looks, in everything.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is this game is simple. But my God, I keep on coming back. Like, I can't remember the last game I completed. Genuinely can't remember. Like, I don't complete games. But I just kept on playing it. And, like, there were so many evenings where I was like, oh, this is a good game, but I should get to bed. And then I've gone, well, I'll just play it for another 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes. And then it's fucking 3 a.m. And I'm like, oh, no, it's 3 a.m. I've got work in like 5 hours' time. So, yeah, I think this is a good game, but it's a simple game. So don't getting your hopes up thinking, oh, this is going to be a nice, deep, immersive game. It's a simple game that you'll play, you'll love, and it's certainly worth £5.81.
From what you're saying, Eddie, I think this sounds like a Dave the Diver.
Yes, exactly, Ben. Yeah, I researched Dave the Diver, but that was currently sitting at £12 on those websites, which obviously is a lot of money. So I completely agree. Dave the Diver, the same kind of loop of just keep on coming back to it, playing a simple game, not much thoughts needed. Yeah, I agree. I am going to get that soon, but I just bought Stranded Alien Dawn, the game that I've been banging on for months about, as that's probably going to be my Game of the Year discussion, but I've only played it for a few hours, so I'll talk to you about it next week, I think.
Lovely.
I always like that you do like signing off with your next up as well. It's a
Well, it's because what I normally do is I like play enough of a game, and when I mean enough, I think Anvil Saga I've probably put like 25 hours into it. But I like to do enough, and then I always get in my head like, right, you've done enough for the podcast, so what do you want to play? And then I always start that next game. And luckily for me, normally it's either a week or 2 weeks of playing it non-stop makes me go move on to another game. So yeah, it's only because I bought it last night. I played it for a few hours, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing this game all of this week.
Lovely. Right, well, yeah, I'm glad you had that kind of reaction to it, because I remember it didn't hold me very long, the Anvil Saga, so I'm not too surprised you found it simple.
Yeah, like for people like me and you, Pete, where like depth is the key. Like, our RimWorlds or any fucking space game out there, like where complexity and making your brain hurt, then your whole body, your soul hurt. Then
soul. There we go. Yeah, punishing yourself. Yes.
Yeah, punish yourself. So like Anvil Saga isn't a punishing game. It doesn't require too much thought. It's just a fun game. Kirk would be shouting at me right now, going, "Well, if you had fun, then it's a good game." But yeah, I feel dirty saying that.
Great impression.
Kirk sounds like your mum now as well. That's
very good impression.
They're all the same person. Wait, did I just say that?
They're all.
Is Kirk my mum? Oh my god!
Well, on that bombshell, we should talk about the Xbox tax.
Let's talk about something.
Yeah, let's move it on. So, the hot topic of the week, the Xbox tax and whether it is real. So, what do we mean by the Xbox tax? Do you want to do this, Ben, or shall I?
Yeah, I can introduce it if you want.
Go ahead.
So, in the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of chatter online about this so-called Xbox tax. The Xbox tax being that basically no Xbox games were nominated in the Game of the Year, and that's led to fans talking about this so-called Xbox tax, because even when Xbox has strong lineups, supposedly it's still overlooked in recent years. So yeah, it is about the Game Awards and also media outlets in general, I think, almost discriminating supposedly against Xbox titles. And that leads to lack of nominations. I think it's just come out this time really strongly because there's no Xbox game in the top 6 nominees for the Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a strange one, and we'll obviously talk about why. But the problem people are having with it this year, isn't it, is that you've got Starfield, you've got Hi-Fi Rush, you've got Forza Motorsport.
Yes.
And none of them are in contention.
And that's a relatively strong lineup, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is. It is. But I mean, it's immediately kind of going away from the fact that Hi-Fi Rush has 5 nominations. They're just for categories it deserves.
Different things, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's not Game of the Year, but it's in quite a few of the awards. Which is I find it a bit awkward immediately when you say that. But the deeper statistic is the more telling one, isn't it? Where since 2003, only 5 years have had Microsoft games.
Yeah, that's a big stat.
That is mental, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and kudos to Ben for finding these statistics, but these games were, the most recent ones, Halo 2 in 2004, yeah, that creeps into the recent ones, Gears of War in 2006, Halo 3 in 2007, Gears of War 2 in 2008, and Halo Reach in 2010.
Doesn't this just say how much Xbox have relied on a couple of IPs?
Yes, yeah. Massive, I mean, at least for contention. It also tells you Forza's never got into there. Why are you complaining? About Forza Motorsport not being there. Forza's never had a chance.
Thinking that there's been no Xbox nominees since 2010, and when I saw that, I immediately went, "Oh well, Forza Horizon must have been in there." And I looked at it, and Forza Horizon 5 in 2021 was the highest rated game on Metacritic, and did not get a nomination.
And genuinely, that is the most insane one, because 2021 was shit.
Yeah.
It was shit. Awful. Yeah. It was absolute garbage year for games, and it still didn't get a chance.
Yeah, which is very, very... I think it was like the only game to get a 90 plus or something on Metacritic in that year.
Not even considered. Considered.
So to contrast this, Sony, they only did not have a Game of the Year contender in 2014, and Nintendo have only not had Game of the Year contenders in 2016 and 2018. Now in 2017 they had 2, because they had Zelda and they had Mario Odyssey. Yeah. So battling out, those 2 were the 2 battling out of a Game of the Year. So I mean, I can understand the immediate... I can understand if you pull these statistics out, how it looks. I mean, what's the immediate reaction, Eddie? What's the immediate reaction to the idea of an Xbox tax?
I mean, for a start, I think it's nonsense. I think all these things are for a reason. But, I mean, those figures are worrying, isn't it? I mean, it's very surprising. Like, I never heard about this until today, if I'm being totally honest, but fuck me, reading all the things that you've put on the doc, bloody hell, that was mighty worrying.
Yeah. It's almost like if there's not an Xbox tax, there's more of just a fucking Xbox.
I think I think if anything, I think for a start, and I know I'm probably offending more people even more, if you think there's a tax, sort yourself out. Go listen to some conspiracy theories for you. But at the same time, I think there needs to be a serious question around Xbox, doesn't there?
Yeah, Pete, you made a good point about the types of games that
this is the thing. I think if you look at it, so I mean, for one, third parties normally dominate these game awards anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's just put that out there, so the number's reduced. 2, we know PlayStation focuses more on exclusive single-player games.
Yep.
Those tend to do a bit better. And 3, Xbox tends to focus a bit more on the fighters, the sports, the racing games, or as I'd like to put
multiplayers
them,
as well.
Yeah, multiplayers, as I'd like to put them, the potato recipes of all kinds.
Offensive, but yeah.
If we've got mashed potato for races, the other two can drop in there. These are games that are less likely to be nominated.
Yes.
You know, a 10 out of 10 Zelda is way ahead of a 10 out of 10 FIFA.
Yeah,
in terms of its
think about
chances.
COD. So if the next year's COD comes out and it's single player is great and the multiplayer is great and it integrates to Warzone and the fan base is ecstatic, it
Sells
is
massively.
never
It's still never
getting.
Nope.
It's never getting.
Not a chance. Yeah.
No. Because it's not that crafted experience like a Zelda game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You've got to think about how these games get nominated. And I think that's a good one really to go on, isn't it? Because it's not Jeff Keighley's choice.
No.
It's not him picking it.
Well, that's the key thing I think a lot of people forget. I think the whole reason this came about, this idea, and it is an idea, it's interesting to discuss. I think we're all in agreement that there is no such thing. But it's interesting when people talk about it, they talk about like Jeff Keighley is choosing the games up for the award. But that's not true. Like there are over 50 publications that vote on this top 6. And those publications were voted on by Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony.
Yeah.
to be the ones that scored this. And they're supposed to simulate the average gamer. And I thought that was the interesting thing. So, sometimes, like last year, we got Stray, that kind of popped into the Game of the Year discussion. And, that's got like a lower 80s kind of Metacritic, I think. But the point is, from the average gamer point of view, putting yourself in those shoes, like you may be looking at more like perfect 10 scores or like how that indie game makes you feel or something like that. Like there's a different quality that might come out in the Game of the Year picks. This all started with Starfield not being in the top 6 games. Yeah. I think, Eddie, you said last week that in your top 6, Starfield probably would have been there.
Yes.
But you can understand why it's not there.
Absolutely.
Well, this is the thing as well. I think we have to consider the context of this year, because despite what I said in new releases this week, despite it all, it's been a really good year for games. We've got some absolute bangers out this year.
Yeah, compared to 2021.
Yeah, that's it. If you put Starfield or Hi-Fi Rush or definitely Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon, which was then, in 2021, they all should have been nominated compared to the garbage we got.
Yeah, the fact that Deathloop and fucking Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God, Resident Evil Village.
I mean, Deathloop is not garbage, don't get me wrong, it is not a garbage game. It's just, you'd never think it to be in the Game of the Year discussion. Yeah. Resident Evil Village, not a garbage game, I didn't enjoy it, but it's not Game of the Year.
But you wouldn't think it would be it wouldn't touch the top 6 this year.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, we're all fans of hyperbole, but it wouldn't be close.
I mean, she sent on me though. So.
Yeah, that's what people voted for. Yes, but I mean, it takes 2-1.
Yeah,
let's not forget that moment. Let's not forget.
God, yeah, that's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed playing it, but fuck me, was that not a game?
So, but you compare it to 2023, and we've got this wonderful table. Ben will take us through in a second. The games it's up against, the games Starfield is up against, is a harsh class.
Oh, yeah, Christ.
Yeah, you think of the nominees this year is, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, which is the only one I have doubts about, but that's because I hate the IP.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yeah.
That's
I think,
healthy roster.
From that list there, Resident Evil 4 people saying, okay, that's a remake, should it be there? Let's forget about that discussion at the moment. It reviewed very well, so it's perfectly legitimate. You could say Final Fantasy 16 was also kicking about. Hi-Fi Rush was also well received, and because of that, Dave the Diver has a 90 on Metacritic. The only 2 on that list which I think could be replaced would maybe be Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4. I think the other ones are all pretty locked in. But the key thing here, if you look at the stats, Starfield was reviewed very heavily, so it had a lot of critical reviews. 168 here we got here. Perfect scores, so 10 out of 10 19. That's 11%. The lowest out of any of the actual nominees of perfect scores compared to their critic review is 21%. So Alan Wake and Spider-Man 2 both have 21% perfects. On the other end of the scale, Baldur's Gate has 46% perfect scores, and Tears of the Kingdom has 56. 56% of reviews. They all both had over 150 reviews. 56% and 46% were perfect scores.
Yeah.
Like, it is up against this year. Like, if you just look at these games, outstanding scores. We just talked about a couple of years ago, there was like hardly a game over 90 when Forza Horizon was there. Yeah. But I think there's a greater question over the quality of Xbox game. If you look at Hi-Fi Rush, which is a good game, you look at Forza Motorsport, which I think is a really lacking game, but it comes out and it scores its 80 or something. Starfield, it's like 80 or low 80s or whatever. Like
I think it's 86 or something on Metacritic, or it was a little while ago. Maybe it's dropped since.
Starfield had a heavy drop. Let me just look.
Yeah, it may have dropped since.
So let's not do it a disservice if Starfield Metacritic. Yeah, it doesn't load.
Great listening.
Yes, page not found. Sorry, listener, you're with us here.
Literally page not found.
Same place, yeah.
Literally page not found.
There we go. Okay, this
How
is great
are you
listening.
Not finding Starfield
it fails to load. It fails to load. Yeah. That's the problem.
Because it's that high.
It says, this is probably not the page you're looking for.
No, either way, in a reference I was looking at it just now for comparison of scores, it was 86 in mid-October. So
yeah, I think it's 80. I think it's 80, 82 or something now.
Yeah, so close enough for the reference point anyway. But it's up against a bunch that are in the 90s. Like, even if it's 86, it's up against a bunch that are in the 90s.
Yeah, and the key thing is that these outlets, they are the people that also review the games. You would expect the Game of the Year nominations to be highly correlated with the Metacritic score.
Yes.
For that reason.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, for one, we're asking critics, but yeah.
So if there was a top 10, Starfield probably wouldn't be in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, and that's the way you need to. Well, that's the way people that are saying there's an Xbox tax need to look at it. Just look at everything individually. Like, it's not doing better than all the other games nominated for the list, so therefore it shouldn't be on there. It doesn't matter if it's an Xbox game. It doesn't matter about all the other ones. If they're not as good as the other games on that list, how can you complain?
Yeah, and you could argue there's a bit of a disconnect between what the critics are looking for and what Xbox is saying sells best.
Yes.
You could argue there's a difference there. But I don't think that represents a tax on those games when it comes to their scoring for the Game Awards.
No.
That's a massive leap to take.
It is a massive leap. I think if Xbox want to be included in that Game of the Year discussion, then I think they have to have the investment in games to produce games of those quality that the other platform holders probably produce. The only thing that I think holds them back on this slightly is Game Pass. It is hard, as I said earlier, to G yourself up to spend 200 million on a game when it's not a Game Pass seller, it's a Game Pass bulk filler.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult to do that. Like, how do you? Yeah, it's going to get some sales, but how do you justify that?
You can kind of equate it to the made for Netflix films, can't you? Which,
correct.
Some of them can be really good. Like Don't Look Up was made for Netflix, wasn't it?
Oh, that was amazing.
And it's a phenomenal film, but I don't think it got the critical reception you'd get from a movie release.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
And they do have that issue. I do think it is a problem. Subscription model makes that difficult.
Yeah, I think on the side, what do you, when you play a game on Game Pass, do you expect the same quality that you would normally get, or do you actually give it more of a pass because it's on Game Pass? That's just an open question.
It's a tricky one to ask me already, where free is not that much cheaper than £5, but
I think I give it way more credit because it's I see PlayStation as huge effort, massively expensive, but not my kind of games, as in normally linear, normally story driven.
Yeah.
I see Nintendo games as, sorry, but bit kiddie, bit kiddie, fun to play. And I bet if I had a Switch, I'd be sitting on the sofa on our date night, and I'll be playing, and I'll be loving it. But no more depth than that. Xbox games I do see as just a bit more mechanics. So I'm always going to when I hear about this Xbox tax, it doesn't put me off Xbox. If you made me choose a games company over those three, I would choose Xbox. And you're totally right. Like the Game Pass model, I absolutely love. Like I would hate to be forced to not, if I was not allowed an Xbox, I had to play PlayStation, and chuck 70 quid into these games. Well, Xbox, I'm not playing a world-class game here. I'm going to load it up. I'm going to play a very good game that could be. There are games that I've loaded up. That zombie game is still on fucking Game Pass. The Juggernaut edition, whatever the hell's that called?
State of Decay.
State of Decay.
You love
that is a if we're talking about the whole concept of it, is a good game, not great, but I absolutely love the loop. So that's what I want. I want good games that could be amazing fun for me, rather than the blockbuster expensive games that come out every year or something. I give the Game Pass a huge leeway.
Yeah. You took a very circuitous route to say something I agree with there, because you did go around the houses with it, but I like what you did. Because I don't know whether it's true that I expect less of Xbox games if they're on Game Pass, but I definitely give them a bit more of a at least it was on Game Pass kind of thing if there's flaws. You know what I mean? It's less fury inducing if you drop 70 quid on something. But I also think a lot of the time, dissimilar to these people who talk about an Xbox tax, I don't really see much correlation between the games I'm going to like in the awards anyway.
Yep. Yeah. So if it's your game, then if it's your favourite game, it's your favourite game.
Yeah, I had a great time on Starfield. Absolutely loved it. Really enjoyed it. Still looking forward to picking it up again. I don't care that it's not really nominated. Wasn't really expecting it to be. Because I normally expect things like Spider-Man to be in there, where they're heavily narrative, there's big name voice actors, there's all this kind of stuff going on. Instead of sort of half of it's procedurally generated and it's a massive sandbox to throw yourself into.
Yeah.
So, I suppose that's more where I see the leeway than just, it's on Game Pass. But
I think with the leeway thing, when you buy a PlayStation first-party linear story game, or however it comes out, you have this expectation of quality, or at least I do. I have an expectation of quality, and it does deliver, and you go, all right, I've chosen to pay that price tag, and I accept that. If I was paying that for, I think, any of the Xbox games that have come out in recent years, I don't know, Halo Infinite, I would have said, yeah, that's worth it. But it's hard. Like, you cannot guarantee the quality of Xbox games. Like, they vary so much. Like, from a Redfall to a Halo Infinite to a Forza Motorsport, which Forza Motorsport I thought was a lock for a 90. Because it's like, well, that is so niche, and it's like, granted, they're masters of their craft, and I played it, and I was like, shit, this is boring as shit. And it's got no game modes, and it's just fucking okay. Like, I don't know. So I think the Game Pass thing is kind of necessary because I just don't trust the quality of the game. What I do want, and this is a callback to earlier when I said it, but if they start doing early access and they start getting some more money in, they can start reinvesting, and maybe that's how they push to give these real high quality games. Maybe I'm doing it a disservice, but I think they need to focus on releasing better games. But as I said, it's very difficult to motivate yourself to do that, because unless it's a Game Pass seller, a hardware seller, then why would you do that? Why would you spend that much more on it? Why do you need 90s? Why don't you just have a collection of 80s?
Yeah. I like the lane they've taken. I love the lane they've taken this let's like just focus on Game Pass, release these good games to play, and I would not like it if they all of a sudden turn their business model to the PlayStation approach.
I would like a little bit more of that. I'd like a mixture. I would like a mixture, but I think it's you couldn't all do that because you can't have every game because it doesn't sell the system. It doesn't get more Game Pass subscribers. That's the issue with it. So
yeah, no, fair enough. I think asking for a bit more consistent quality is still fair, even if I do prefer having the wildcard options. Like things like Pentiment only come because of Game Pass, Ben.
I really liked Pentiment.
Yeah.
That was a great little game. Yeah, that only exists because of Game Pass being a thing. So
I'll
take the rough with the smooth on that. But I suppose we should conclude on the Xbox tax by saying there isn't one. Stop moaning. Really?
Very good.
I think that's justifiable based on our discussion. And if anyone,
I think that's our consistent belief.
If anyone wants to come at the king about that, Ben, how would they do so?
You can do that. Podcast at grumpygamers.co.uk. You can email us there. Or you can tweet us at grumpygamerspod.
Fantastic. But now, because Ben has to spend so much time editing, we should say
No time.
Zero time.
at all. GG.
GG.